Alternative transfer methods, or ATMs, have disrupted traditional business as usual buy and dry practices by making new water supplies available for municipalities without permanent dry up of irrigated lands, but more work remains to be done.
In 2017, the technical update to the Colorado Water Plan explains that due to increased land development and water transfers from the agricultural to the municipal sector, more than 220,000 irrigated agricultural acres across the state could stop production. This would have significant impacts on rural communities that rely on agriculture-focused economy.
ATMs can be appealing for agricultural producers because they provide a new source of income with continued profitable production.
We've been proponents of lease fallowing for many years. When I was in high school, I grew up in the Palo Verde Valley, which has been one of the pioneers in lease fallowing with Los Angeles area. And it's worked for the farmers there for going on 10 plus years. But I think other people should look at other producers because it does supply a steady revenue stream. It allows producers the opportunity to, while the land is being dried up 3 years out of 10, it allows the producer to make improvements to the land. Typically, we do a lot of land leveling. We make irrigation improvements like sprinklers or drip during that time, so it doesn't interfere with our ongoing operations. And lastly, and I think and most importantly, it's a superior alternative to buy and dry. We need to keep agriculture thriving in our communities. We need our producers to make agriculture work, be able to make money, make profits so we can stay in business. And this is just one great avenue to do that.
ATMs can also be appealing to municipalities as an opportunity to bolster water supplies and support the farming economy.
ATMs I see as a way for municipalities to hedge against future droughts and drier conditions. If structured appropriately, ATMs perhaps can be cheaper for a municipal as a way to acquire water. That cheaper water could be perhaps the last water that is brought into the water system during a drought. So having that extended supply is a way to hedge against drier conditions. Greeley is an agricultural hub, and agriculture drives a large portion of our economy. In order for Greeley to have a prosperous economic future, we need to see land kept in production for that grain and forage to keep our ag industries and their employees in business.
ATMs have also been used by the land conservation community in a novel approach to conserve productive agricultural lands with added flexibility.
So in land conservation, we are increasingly coming to understand that the conservation values and resources that we're looking to protect are dependent on water rights. It's not land alone, it's land and water conservation. And so we have to find more and better ways to incentivize senior water rights holders to participate in conservation. Now, senior water rights are really such a keystone of river and irrigation systems. And we know that when we remove that keystone, there's really a cascade effect, both ecologically and economically. So it's so important to protect those senior water rights, but we've put senior water rights holders in a really difficult position because those landowners know that those water rights may be their most valuable and appreciating property right. And so they may be reluctant to place all of their water into a conservation easement. So by combining conservation easements with tools like ATMs, where we are permanently protecting those water rights and saying that they can never be sold, but allowing them to be leased and allowing things like agricultural municipal water sharing agreements, we provide a win-win situation for a landowner who would like to continue farming or ranching, but also wants to realize income and future value of that water right from leasing.
ATMs are one of many tools Colorado can use to fulfill our many important water uses.
Most of us in Colorado know that the pressures on water rights in our state are not going away. Colorado is going to continue to grow. And we also know that as the largest user of water rights in our state, there is currently essentially a target on agricultural water rights on farms and ranches in Colorado. And so even though ATMs are messy and costly, I think that it's worth it for Colorado to invest in different ways of doing things. We have to figure out how to create mechanisms for water sharing that are going to work for our state, unless we are willing to give up those farms and ranches that provide an array of economic and ecological benefits to Colorado.
For almost 20 years now, Colorado has been focusing on the most sustainable path forward for our agriculture and rural communities, while also addressing our state's growing demand for water. Some of the tools that we've identified include water and land use training opportunities, such as growing water smart workshops, municipal water conservation programs, such as the City of Fort Collins Xeriscape Incentive Program, and alternative transfer methods. A combination of these tools creates a comprehensive strategy to maintain agricultural viability and allow water users to prepare for and respond to uncertain circumstances such as drought and changing climate, and achieve multiple objectives of the Colorado Water Plan. As we plan for the next version of the water plan, we recognize that there are many approaches to ensuring viable agriculture for our communities, and alternative transfer methods are certainly an important tool for our toolbox. The Colorado Water Conservation Board will continue to invest in these efforts and work with our partners to advance multi-purpose projects to meet future water needs for all sectors in Colorado that rely on our precious water resources.
Thank you for listening. This is Nora Flynn, Ag Water Specialist at the Colorado Water Center. I would like to thank those that I interviewed for this video, and a special thank you to Manny DeLeon and Susie Hutton for providing the agricultural footage used in this video. This report was brought to you by our project team that investigated all of the many subjects brought up in this video and much, much more related to ATMs. If we have piqued your interest, I strongly recommend checking out our full report at the Colorado Water Conservation Board website that can be found under focus areas. Thank you.